some departing contestants will receive Sundance, made with pure fruit juice and sparkling water, no sugar added. With Sundance.
When we come back after this.
A promotional fee has been provided by...
Turn up the colors in your wash with new Ultra Vivid Powder Bleach with Color Care.
Yes, Maury. I'd like to comment on what this lady said over here.
Right.
Quote, you know, you don't understand. Myself, I ran away. Fortunately for me, I didn't have to do half of the things what these children did. I'm a little upset now. Excuse me.
Why are you upset?
I'm big time upset because they're afraid of going home. Right. I mean, you know...
So you don't think they should be blamed?
They shouldn't be blamed. I mean, going to the Covington, they don't know that the place is really going to be safe. I mean, you're scared out there.
Right.
You know, and as far as eating...
In other words, so you can't see calling the police, turning the Johns
because
in,
what if the John gets out? If they have more money, but if they get out and they go after them, they go on the street, I mean, they'll hunt them down, they'll kill them.
So what we're saying is we don't understand what these young people are going through?
Exactly.
The pressures they live under?
Exactly. The pressures, daily, food, just something to eat, daily.
Right.
You know,
and how did you get out? I mean...
Me and myself, I went to Montana from here.
Right.
And fortunately for me, I called home. I went home.
I can't even fathom that accent in Montana.
We're talking about 7 years now.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
And then what happened?
And then I called my mother up. You know, my mother at the time, she had a little problem, family problems at home, you know.
And you came back?
But I came back. I went and lived with my sister. My sister took me in.
Right.
And God bless my sister because I would have been just like you guys. And I just, you should be commended.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
You know...
You don't agree? You don't agree at all?
I don't agree.
Why?
Because they could do something about it. Don't tell me that they're afraid, because they haven't even tried.
I want to say something. You know, it could happen to your son, it could happen to your brother, or it could happen to your sister. Hello, wake up. Sometimes home is not the safest place to be.
I believe that they enjoy the lifestyle that they're living in.
You think I enjoy living in a cardboard box? You think I enjoy living in people's backyards?
There are counselors you can turn to. There are friends you can turn to. Regardless of what, there's always help.
Well, let me ask you. That's a very good point.
How many kids are you taking into your house from foster care right now? Yeah. Can I ask you that?
I have grandchildren and children, and I have always taken care of
it. Doesn't happen to your
children. It doesn't matter. If I know they needed counseling, they would get it at the school.
It's not about counseling.
And everything else.
If your grandchild came up to you and said, you know what, Grandma? Grandpa's touching me in the wrong place where I'm not supposed to be. Are you going to believe him?
Yes, I would believe him. Yes, I would believe my grandchild.
I doubt that very much.
This is a good time to introduce. You talk about counseling. Kevin Casey is a counselor with Covenant House in Los Angeles. His work takes him into the streets all the time in constant contact with kids that we have been talking to, young people that we have been talking to. Is this an addiction? Are the streets an addiction?
Well, I think you're getting the idea that runaways isn't really an appropriate term to use for a lot of the kids that we see in our van on the street. Can you call a kid a runaway if they leave home after years of sexual abuse? You know, can you call a kid who runs a runaway if they're kicked out by their parents because the parents say, okay, I've got a lot of kids here and we don't have enough money for you, so, you know, you're 18, take care of yourself, you know? The kids that we work with have very disturbing histories of abuse and neglect. Half of the kids that we see on the streets didn't even have homes. They were taken away from their parents because their parents were abusive and neglectful, and they were raised in foster care.
But Kevin, these are solutions we think maybe are simple, they are logical, but as I understand it, you go on the streets all the time. You can't come close to getting close to these kids. There is no way on First meeting, on first conversations, that you're going to talk any four of these kids into coming and seeking help?
All I hope to do when I see a new kid in the van, I drive up, I say, "Hi, my name is Kevin, I'm from Covenant House, have you heard of us?" We just start to talk, and I give them a card, and that's it. Because the other kids, that's it. No, it's like I give, I don't ask. I don't ask your name, tell me your street name, I don't ask you anything about yourself, most of the time. Say, "Hey, you want something to eat?" Back off. We have the average of 6 contacts on the street before we can even get a kid into our health clinic.
Wait a second. Let's get this straight. You will talk to him 6 times on 6 different occasions before you even hope that he will show up to get an examination.
Sure, because why would you believe me? Right? There are people driving around in blue vans, just like the Covenant House van. Some of them even wear blue jackets, pretending to be people who want to help, right? There was a kid, we were in MacArthur Park, right off Alvarado in Wilshire, and trying to get this kid to come to the van, even just for a sandwich, so I can give him the card, Because if he's got the card, he'll go to somebody else and say, "Who are these people?" And they'll say, "Oh, they're okay. They feed us. They take care of us," right? So we're trying to get this kid just to come to the van, so I give him the card, right? He says, "No, no, no." I say, "Why?" He says, "Because, like last week, this blue van pulled up and they said they wanted to help me, and I got in, and I was chained to the floor of the van while I was raped by 4 guys, and then they dumped me off on the freeway. I'm not going anywhere near your van." He turned around and walked away.
We'll be back right after this.
And they're very controversial.
The ultimate sexual fantasy.
Meet Femme to Femme, gay female rockers, praised in Playboy and banned from MTV. Find out why they have some parents worried sick.
This particular song is trying to recruit my daughter to a try it, you'll like it lifestyle.
On the next Maury.
First, I want to commend all 4 of you. Yeah, they're
getting some criticism.
They're beautiful. I know, but these people, I was kicked out of my house when I was 16 years old. And my father said if I want to come back in on my hands and knees begging for his forgiveness. I moved to New York 5 months ago. Friends, since I've been here, it is hard to find friends and people to trust. I don't see how these people can say you can go to friends, you can go to family. That's impossible. It doesn't happen.
Some people can, some people can't. If you feel that you can't, then that's a different thing. So you want to commend these people?
Yes, and I also have a question for Katerina. You're off the streets now, correct?
I've been off the streets for 2 years. It was a past. I've been helped through Covenant House to get on my feet, to start my life over. It's not like we enjoyed what we did. It was part of a past. It's something that we tried and have overcome.
Yeah.
Maury, the boy that says he's still on the streets?
Yes, Justin. We're gonna focus in on him right now.
By Justin being here, does that mean he wants to get off the streets?
Yes, I want to get off the streets.
Well then, okay. And here is Fred Alley. He's the executive director of Covenant House in California. Let's focus in on Justin. Do you think he can get off the street?
Yeah, I've had an enjoyable 2 days with Justin, getting to know him. And, Justin, you remind me of a lot of kids we've worked with over the years. And I have complete confidence that not only that you can get off the streets, but you're going to get off the streets. Up until a couple days ago, Justin was not aware of the kinds of services that are available through organizations like Covenant House in Hollywood. He's now aware of those services. He's indicated that he wants to come in and see us.
So what will happen? Will you bring him off the street? Will you give him shelter, counseling?
We're going to make the offer to take him off the street and get him into our shelter. But really, the decisions are going to be left up to Justin. We take a very non-judgmental approach with these kids and a really sort of a go slow approach with them because we want them to make decisions that they feel comfortable with. We want Justin to start feeling comfortable that he can take some steps that can get him off the street, and we will help him each step he makes.
Because you're never sure, I guess, Kevin. Speak up to this. You're never sure if he even, he'd like to get off the streets, but who knows? couple of days later, we'd be back on the street.
You have no idea how hard it is to get off the street once you fall to the street, right? You were talking about addiction, right? We're working with a lot of kids who have some very serious problems, very serious things on their minds. And they left home sort of so they didn't have to deal with them. Because they just weren't prepared, weren't emotionally prepared to deal with these things. You're on the street. What is a drug for you? What is an addiction for you and me? Okay, it could be alcohol, it could be drugs, right? It could be working 24 hours a day, you know? What does it do? It keeps us busy. We're busy, so we don't think about our problems. They're up here. We push them away with the alcohol and the drugs.
And they're thinking about their problems all the time.
Well, no, you see, you're on the street. You got to survive.
Oh,
Where am I going to eat?
So the
Where
street,
am I going to sleep?
So the street, for instance, takes their focus away from their problem.
You're saying, where am I going to do? You've pushed it away. But then you come into the house, right? Third day there, we take care of everything and it comes back.
That a couple quick statistics. 80% of the kids we work with report a history of physical or sexual or emotional abuse at home. Most of these kids have not lived in a home with a mother and father. Many of our kids have been literally kicked out of their homes. I'm thinking of a 15-year-old boy who was literally kicked out of his home when things got too tough. He was sent to the streets. So these kids, their self-esteem is shot. They don't trust themselves anymore, and they don't trust people, every person who comes up and reaches out their hand and says, we want to help. They have to get to know us. They have to gain confidence in us, and they have to gain confidence in themselves.
Surely they don't have the trust at home, so you have to gain their trust. I mean, if they don't have any trust at home, you've either got to give them a longer rope to get the trust that you need.
Exactly, and I think the point is we look at 3 kids up there who have all come from very difficult pasts, have spent time on the street, and you know what? They're all doing great. Okay. They gain that confidence, and they're just doing great.
We'll be back after this.
Although your family life was not pleasant, to say the least, have any of you ever tried to contact your parents?
You know,
and if so, what were the results?
Can I answer this question? In a lot of situations, it's not the parents' fault. First of all, I want to say that I have the most wonderful mother in the world. I wouldn't trade her for anything or anyone.
Does she know the life you're leading?
I think she has figured it out, but I think she doesn't want to believe it. She hasn't confronted me with it. But I think she knows.
Yeah.
But again, I don't think the parents have anything to do with it. I'm sure in some situations they do, but not in all.
Yeah.
What were you expecting when you went to Hollywood from wherever you came from? I mean,
I was expecting the, beautiful people, that you're going to get a job tomorrow, and you're going to live a happy life. And
so what happened to all those dreams?
Right down the tubes.
Now, what are your dreams now? You're still out there, right? You're living a good life. You're proud of the life you're living right now, aren't you?
I'm very proud of the life I'm living now. I mean, today...
But what happened to the dream of California? Forget about it? I don't care about it anymore?
No, it's not. I make myself happy. The things that I thought were going to make me happy really didn't.
Daniel?
Yeah.
Same thing? Your dreams change now, right?
Yeah, I'm going to college.
Right. Okay. Now, yes.
No, I just don't want you to feel that we all are judging you or feel badly about you or what you've done. Just because 2 people in the audience said so, that doesn't mean we feel that way.
I have a question for Justin. Why doesn't your mom try helping you, send you some money or something?
Because first of all, my mom is in a low-income range. She has enough money for herself. I don't want to throw another thing on her back,
You don't want to be a burden to her.
I feel that I should just try to do my best. I'm trying to get out of this. Don't think that I want to be selling my body for a damn hamburger, the rest of my life. No.
Well, you're going to be seeing a lot of Kevin and Fred.
And, hopefully I'll start going to school and,
And quickly, Fred, what do? I mean, we're not there. We hear these stories. We're shocked. We're amazed.
I think we start putting kids first in our society again. Every year 1 million kids run away from home. It's really a national tragedy. So I think we have to start back with the family. We have to support parents. We have to train parents how to be good parents. Our organizations, our parishes, our churches, our schools have got to provide support for parents.
Right. We'll be back right after this.
If you would like to join Maury in the studio audience, then call or write for free tickets. It's the Maury Povich Show, 221 West 26th Street, New York, New York, 10001. Or call 212-989-3622. Guests of the Maury Povich Show stay at the Lowe's New York Hotel, offering the finest in comfort, service, and value, conveniently located in the heart of Manhattan.
All right, quickly, Daniel, you wanted to say something.
Yeah, I just want to say that I'm really glad that I'm going to college, and I just hope there's no kids that they're thinking about leaving home. You know, if they do, think about it twice before they end up in the street.
There's a program out there for anybody who wants to get off the streets. Call Covenant House. They're all throughout.
I just want to say that when the general person thinks about a homeless person, they think of a 40, 30-year-old person that just lost their job. No, it's us. It's us teenagers. We're out there, and we need help, and we're America's future, and we just need help.
Okay.
Instead of people telling us we should do this and that, you guys should, you know, just try to support us and help us.
I thank you so much for joining us. You've talked about some humiliating parts of your life, but you've had to do that in order to get your word out.
The message across.
The message is important. And more important, really, than the message is that, Justin, you've spent your last night on the street. That's the hope that we all share. Thank you so much. Thank you out there, everyone. Until next time, America. Tomorrow, meet 5 gorgeous women who are causing quite an uproar. Their new music video has been banned from MTV, and we'll find out why tomorrow.
A promotional fee has been provided by...
Which one of these kids nabbed the missing pet? Find out in the Clue Junior game from Parker Brothers for ages 6 to 10.
I hate my wimpy toilet bowl cleaner.
Introducing new X14 toilet bowl cleaner with 2 times the chlorine cleaning power of the others. It's new, it's better, it's X14.